Morning. Welcome to everybody here in IBG and also our online guests. Today we are here with a very distinguished Professor Gül Güner Akdoğan in IBG. And as you know, Izmir Biomedicine and Genome Center is a research excellence center for Turkey and for the region. And currently we are running a EU-supported rare disease research and soft skill capacity building project. It's called RareBoost. And through this, we are having multiple capacity building activities. And one of it is the teaching and training sessions, not only for the researchers, but with all stakeholders. And Professor Akdogan is presently working in Izmir University, and she is professor and chair of medical biochemistry department and director of basic medical sciences division and coordinator of international researcher training program and chair of health sciences and ethical board. In background, she's PhD in biochemistry from Geneva University, and after that she worked in Istanbul University in medical biochemistry department, and then faculty member in the School of Medicine here in 9 Eylül University, and she has been served in a lot to 9 Eylül University. That's how actually we have met previously, and she was awarded to ECFMG fellowship from US and worked there, and later also served as chair of FEBS, Federation of European Biochemical Societies Education Committee, and as a member of FEBS executive board, and with the several contributions, she organized more than 50 educational activities all over Europe and beyond, and worked in editorial board in Biochemistry and Molecular Biology Education Journal. And still, she's the member of executive committee of Orpheus organization. It's the organization for PhD education and biomedicine and health sciences in the European system. And through this, she has been support and developed this Orpheus labeling progress in more than 20 Turkish universities. And she's currently working in research activity in focus of extracellular matrix in health and disease. And today she will share her extensive experiences with us, and with the title of Building Research Careers. And we are very happy to host her today. And please, welcome.
Dear colleagues, dear students, good morning everybody, and welcome. I'm very happy to be here today. Firstly, I would like to thank deeply my esteemed colleague, Professor Uğur Özbek, for kindly inviting me. We have collaborated with Uğur over long years, as he explained, in Istanbul, under the umbrella of Orpheus as well. And I'm happy to see him under this roof here in Izmir. And I have always admired his research perspective, and being the chair of ERA, RareBoost, is a great honor, and it is an honor for this institution, also for Turkey as a country. We are really honored. Thank you very much. And I'm also thankful to Noor for kindly arranging every detail for this event to be happening. Today, we are going to discuss a roadmap for building a sustainable and impactful research career. Whether you are a master's student just starting out or a mid-career researcher looking to pivot, this seminar is designed to provide you with essential skills for success, and I hope, is it okay? Or I hope it will have for the online session. I hope it will meet your expectations. Look, this is my career journey related to researcher training. I don't want to go more into it because Ulrike very well described my research career. But what I want to focus is, I have 2 chapters in my research career. The first chapter is, the first tier, if you want to call, is preparing for research, being trained to be a good researcher. That's the first chapter. Maybe most of you are in the first chapter here. The second chapter is training researchers for future careers. I'm in my second chapter. And I have been deeply involved, as you can see here, in FEPS. You know what FEPS is. I don't need to describe. And also deeply involved, still involved with Orpheus. So this is basically PhD training. Okay. By the way, if you have any questions, burning questions, you can raise your hand and ask me. I hope this will be an interactive session. However, okay, I designed 3 interactive episodes with you. For those episodes, I want you to really think about them and be volunteered to talk, but talk concisely, because we don't have much time. Me also, I don't have much time. I don't want to take too much of your time. This is one of my honorary moments, joyful moments in my career. This is FEPS Diplôme d'Honneur, issued in 2018 by FEPS leadership. That was the meeting. The FEPS was in Prague, and I received it. So I hope you will also in your future enjoy moments like this, special moments. PhDs, for me, if I want to describe them, are new generation scientists. They are independent researchers. They cultivate innovative ideas. They are interrogative. They ask questions. They question the classical wisdom, and they want to do something innovative. And this is the essence of PhD. And for us, the mentors, the supervisors, or the PIs, whatever we are, our responsibility is to foster a good, a really friendly atmosphere for them, to help them, to facilitate them in their endeavors. This is our responsibility. I'm happy also to see my colleague, one of my first PhD students, now a great colleague, Hüray İştekel. As you can see, when you advance in your career, the students that you had before are no longer students, they are your colleagues. So it is a richness, actually. Researcher's journey, the objectives of seminar. I want to give some tips. I don't want to go over every detail, no time, but just some tips filtered from my experience. Strategic career planning, moving beyond the bench to build a sustainable path, holistic approach, balancing productivity, well-being, and impact, and perspectives. Elaborate on some new paradigms. This is the content of the session. I will name them one by one. when they appear in the thing. Now, as a very short brainstorming session, be prepared to volunteer. Why are you interested in pursuing a career in research? What drives you? Just one sentence. What drives you? Why are you interested? Will anybody like to speak? Don't be shy. You can speak nonsense, but we appreciate because it is nice to interact with people. Okay, I don't want to push you. Let me tell you what drives me in my research. This is my intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the fuel for long-term success in science. Do you all have intrinsic motivation? I guess you do have, but you didn't find the word to articulate. It's not easy to articulate the word. Curiosity, one of the pillars. Resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Integrity, adhering to ethical standards and honesty in every step of your research. Now, as a researcher, you should be prepared to failure, and a growth mindset allows you to see these challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. So, this is on the left-hand side, we have fixed mindset. On the right-hand side, we have growth mindset, allowing for adaptation, for learning continuously and adaptation. How can we change? I don't mean you are all in the fixed mindset, but let's discover how we can change. Maybe some assets like avoiding challenges here, embracing challenges, giving up easily, persisting in the face of setbacks, seeing effort as fruitless, that means not optimistic, pessimistic, sees effort as a path to mastery, being optimistic, ignoring useful feedback, which is really not a good attitude. Learning from criticism is the best way. Feeling threatened by others' success. I don't think any of you are threatened, but finding lessons in others' success. Me personally, I'm very happy to see a friend, a colleague of mine succeed, have an award or write a publication. I'm really happy. That gives me also this motivation to work. So you can take it like that. Good research starts with a good question. We'll cover the core triad of the research triad. Question, methodology, rigor, and reproducibility. These are the three pillars we cannot avoid. The good research starts with a good question, then a research design. A good research designs involve methodological expertise, and then rigor and reproducibility, sample size, controls, and statistical power. Now let's go into more practical issues, ensuring robustness in the execution of research, designing robust experiments, control variables, randomization, blinding to minimize bias. You really should be aware of these and working to achieve the best. And of course, with the facilitation, supervision of your mentor or supervisor. What's the difference between a mentor and supervisor, by the way? Supervisor is supervising, like a danışman in Turkish. Mentor is more like facilitating. The word mentor is preferred in United States, and the word supervisor is preferred in Europe. Under the umbrella of Orpheus also, we use the word supervisor. and we use the term PhD candidate for PhD students. That's encouraging them, motivating them. I like that word, PhD candidate. So when I tell you today you are a PhD candidate, that means you are PhD students, okay? So let's continue here. Data collection techniques, standardized protocols, calibration, consistent recording. These issues are your everyday life issues, but ethical considerations, ethical review board approval is important, informed consent, animal welfare compliance, and all that. Your supervisors and your PIs are surely guiding you in these respects. This is an overview of the practice. Avoiding common pitfalls. Sorry. Avoid, no, I have to go back. Avoiding common pitfalls. Addressing confounding factors, p-hacking, and selection bias. By the way, in the back, can you see the bottom of the slide? Yes, good. Research ethics and integrity is indispensable. Responsible conduct is obligatory for all researchers. The second chapter here is addressing misconduct. The supervisors, PIs, they should have zero tolerance for plagiarism, fabrication, and falsification, understanding the consequences for science and society. I have a case here we usually discuss under Orpheus. The case is the following. A novice student who just started has created some kind of plagiarism or fabrication, and the supervisor notices it. What he or she should do. This is a gray zone. I cannot definitely say he should go into the interrogative period. But on the other hand, I am unwilling to say we should let it go like this. So what the supervisor should do, if the student has not yet been trained for ethics, ethical research, medical research, bioethics, all that, if he has not been trained, he should be really warned about this, and he should be immediately sent to courses, etc. But only courses and workshops are not enough, are not sufficient. What's more impactful is ethical leadership, creating a lab culture where integrity is valued over speed. The last years, more and more speed, more and more publications are pushed. Too much push is not a good asset for a supervisor or PI, because that frustrates the student. This is a general overview. As said, I want to be, the main points, not very detailed. I cannot do that. Now, science is not finished without communication, without publication. Writing excellence should be an asset for you. Crafting your narrative. By narrative, I mean the story. You should tell a story. That word is friendly, tell a story. Structure is the key. Just pay attention to the journals guidelines. Some journals, very few, demand the methods at the end. That's unusual, but it happens. You should follow the journal's guidelines. Precision in language. The language precision is primordial importance. For example, the word significant implies statistical significance. Don't use significance in every aspect. Substantial, use substantial otherwise. If it is statistically significant, then use significant. This is scientific language. And I want to give you a message at this point. If you are very fluent in your scientific language, scientific English, whatever language you are writing, if you are fluent in that, then you make a better impression to the public or to the reader or to the evaluator. If the evaluator of this journal has to deal with orthograph errors or grammar errors, he's frustrated, you have a negative point. Just keep this in mind. Audience awareness. Be aware of the reader of that journal. Tailor your message. I like the word tailor. What it means is just redirect your message to the interest of the, in this case, of the reader. Then choose your journal accordingly. Publication is a strategical issue. The journal selection is of primordial importance. Consider, is it a specialized or a general journal? You should choose that journal according to what you are going to write. Fit of the journal is more important than the impact factor of the journal. Now, metrics and access, open access. I highlighted this. Let me just say this and then another opposing idea. Of course, you should understand the impact factors, H-index, the shift towards open access and all that. Balance prestige with visibility and accessibility. This is of primordial importance. But shortly, I will disclose to you the other aspect, some opposing coalition against these metrics. Maybe you will like it, but I'll do it shortly. Peer review process, you should navigate it with professionalism. Don't be unhappy that there is a criticism and then there is a revision of your paper. Respond to reviewers point by point, politely and thoroughly. This is your responsibility. You learn a lot. In the first chapter of my career, I learned a lot from these criticisms. Establish constructive dialogue with the journal. Then they will respect you and you will be more successful. Now the opponent perspective against the metrics. This is the Quora. How many of you have heard of Quora? Oh, that's good. I will present it to you. It's a coalition for advancing research assessment. The supporters of Quora do not believe in the metrics. They want to design better for themselves, for the science, better evaluation process than the metrics like impact factor, etc. So this is the Quora, Coalition for Advancement, here, Coalition for Advancement of Research Assessment. This is the assessment of researchers, assessment of research project, and assessment of research organizations, institutions. So this is a serious coalition, and there are signatories for this all over the world. Over 700 institutions, research institutions, have signed for Quora. And believe me that Orpheus is seriously discussing this Quora perspective. In Turkey, to my knowledge, the Bilim Akademisi, chaired by Hakan Örer, has signed the Quora. So read about it. This is just to give you an overview. Read about it. Transformative research assessment. Integrating societal impacts into evaluation networks. Read about it. It's all over the literature. Now, important aspect is communication of science to the public, bridging the gap between the lab and the public. At the level of PhD and master's thesis, this can be done by a so-called lay summary. How many of you have you heard of lay summary? Yeah, have you written a lay summary? Try. I'm really happy you also. Okay, this lay summary is a summary for the general public. Let me share with you a souvenir, an experience of mine. I was invited as a jury member to a PhD defense in Maastricht, Netherlands. And Maastricht has this guideline. Each PhD thesis should have a lay summary for the public. And the defense is actually in front of the public. So the defender starts with a lay summary. And I remember very well, it was about a signaling pathway or something like that. And she started with this sentence: the postman is knocking at the door. I was amazed. It's really exciting for general public to be able to understand this. So translate complexity, perform your digital outreach. You are all experienced with that I have no doubt, and consider the societal impact. This societal impact is for the general public, okay, but for the PIs and leaders of research, the societal impact should be considered to impress also taxpayers and policymakers. The leaders of research have the responsibility to impress the policymakers, because science should be everywhere, as European Horizon projects, science in public, etc. If we do science under the closed doors, I think it is not as useful as it would be under open doors. So think of these issues, okay? Let's continue. Now, funding. Funding is the lifeblood, so-called lifeblood of research. Funding. Nobody can do without funding in the molecular sciences. I'm talking about, we are all belonging to molecular sciences. Now, what about the landscape of funding? There are many agencies that you know about, like National Science Foundation, like in Turkey, TÜBİTAK and TÜSEP. But there are some institutions which I believe are ignored. They are not known well enough, and that could be discovered by you. For example, as international bodies, do you know about FEPS, EMBO, IUBMB? EMBO you know, but FEPS also gives grants. Take care to delve into the website of these organizations. And the embassies, that's really neglected. For example, the British Embassy, in some topics, not all topics, but in some topics, they also support research. These are to be discovered by you. Have an open eye on these. Private and philanthropic, I would here mention the professional societies. Society of Cancer, the learned societies. Cancer Society has research funding for young people, and maybe diabetes society, things like that. Of course, internal institution, your institution has a very good communicative network. You have, I'm sure, ideas of what you can do in your institution. But in general, in Turkey, we have the BAP system, Turkish funding system in academia. Collaboration is the power of team science. Look, the era of the lone genius is largely over. You should never be alone in your research. Be aware of the benefits of interdisciplinary and international collaboration. how to find partners, and how to manage those relations effectively. Mutual respect, shared vision, clear roles. Clear roles are primordial. If you don't have clear roles on the team, it is a conflict situation. Now, networking is about building genuine relationships. It is not just about collecting business cards. You understand me? Business, give me your card. No, have a dialogue. There should be a deep dialogue before you get any card or you give any card. Apply strategies for conferences, social media, how to maintain your network over the long term. I will give you a really simple experience. I mean, a very old souvenir I have in my high school. That high school headmaster used to give us, she was an American lady, well cultivated. She used to give us homework for summer. And once the homework, each summer, I think, the homework was the following. One of the items is make a new friend, but keep the old ones. You should continually advance your network, enlarge, but keep your old network. Christmas for international networking. Christmas is a good time, but don't write just general messages. Keep it tailored to the person. Make the person realize that he is or she is special for you, not just generic messages. And usually nowadays in Europe, Merry Christmas is not used because it is old-fashioned now. What they use, as most of you may know, Happy Holidays, because there are other religions as well. So Happy Holidays is a good term for remembering the holiday season. So these are some tips, as I told you. Okay, now, related with this international experience, we've already stepped into this chapter, value of global exposure. In IBG, you are really based correctly for the international exposure, profit from it. You are really profiting from different experts or different perspectives trying to share you their expertise. So attend all these conferences. I was impressed by the number of conferences held. Ureja showed me the poster. It is incredible. I was really impressed, and you are really privileged. You should attend as much as possible all these conferences. And this is all these conferences and these congresses are really opportunity for you to make new connections. Okay. Effective communication across cultures. This is important because you are mostly based in international and will be based in international environments and across the cultures. Try to have effective dialogue, understand the other, and different working style. An international student should not feel underprivileged if he or she is a member of your team. You should treat him or her equally, not underprivileged. Okay, now overcoming common research challenges. Firstly, dealing with rejection, as I mentioned, make it professional. Rejection of the paper you said, manuscript, make it professional. Time and resource management, prioritize your tasks. Know how to prioritize them. Have you heard about the Eisenhower matrix? Actually, I learned it also recently. It is a 4-quadrant matrix. The first quadrant, you have to list your tasks according to the quadrants, 4 quadrants. First quadrant is urgent and important. You have to do that. second quadrant is not urgent but important. You have to do them maybe later, but you have to do them. Another third quadrant is not urgent but important. This one, okay. Then not important, not urgent. You don't have to do that. You can delete it. Not important, not urgent. Then not important but urgent. Some not important issues but which are urgent, you can delegate them. If you are a PI, you can delegate them. If you are a PhD student, you find a way how to delegate it to your friend or colleague. Ask a favor, things like that. So this is about thinking all about time management. The obstacle here, as the person says, the obstacle is the way. The obstacle gives you the opportunity to find a way out. So it stimulates you actually. Okay. I wanted to have an interactive session at this point, but I don't know if you want to respond. Maybe you are more relaxed now with my with my talk. You can say a few words maybe. My question is the following. Okay. What has been the biggest challenge that you faced related to your research experience, and how did you overcome it? Would you like to share with us openly? Not shy or timid. I'm sure everybody has faced a challenge. Yes.
Actually,
What's your name, please?
No, there's a question in the social chat.
Okay.
While people are thinking of this,
Okay, good, good, good.
Aida Nurul asks, hello, I have a question that I will post to you. I would greatly appreciate it if you could kindly convey it to the Thank you for your excellent presentation. I found this topic very engaging. I often find it difficult to answer questions such as, what drives me in my research? What is my motivation for becoming a researcher? As an early stage researcher who may not yet have found a specific niche, I find this especially challenging. I simply love learning, going to school, and doing science in the lab. So my answer often feels as simple as, I want to be a good researcher.
But that's good.
My question is, how can we shape or develop a strong research niche in order to better define what motivates us as researchers? Additionally, I would like to ask what you would recommend to women who are considering science or research as a career.
Very good, very good. How to find, the essence here is how to find a niche. That's the essence. Actually, I appreciate this question, and I sympathize with whoever said that she cannot articulate right now her motivation because she hasn't found the niche. When she finds or he finds the niche, he will be more ready to talk. Okay, but finding a niche, all what I have been explaining here, all of these, networking, I will go into finding a mentor, finding the right question for research. In the beginning, we said asking the right question, but all depends, of course, on reading, reading, and reading. You have to spend time on reading the literature. But there will be recommendations from your mentor, from your colleagues. Be open to them. But all in all, you will be on your own. So choose your own topic, but make that topic, that niche, accepted by your PI or mentor. Otherwise, you will have difficulties. Nobody will help you. Is this enough? Uruja, would you like to answer or add something? Would you like to add something?
For the life course, of course, and it might not be found in the first challenge, but we need to follow this course as you described, and then continue. Otherwise, if you wait for a niche, and it will not come. So you need to pursue and then try further. And also communicating with different stakeholders.
Networking.
And here in conferences or the post or the maybe related social media communications. So it will open a new venue. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much. Viravija, do you have anything to add? I really appreciate this comment. Thank you for sharing.
It's a good question.
I would like to remind that this is an online question.
Yeah.
It's not like you are all responding to me.
No, thank you for reading that.
We are short of time or what?
No.
A very quick explanation, maybe from my experiences. To find image, it needs some time. First, you must study generally, see most of the area in your area, and then, and as Professor Akdogan said, reading, being updated, follow the researchers all over the world, and then you will find what you especially be involved. That's from my experience, and I really found my niche maybe after 20 years when I got my professor degree.
In our second part of the research career, maybe.
That mass spectrometry is my favorite area for research, and it needs time. Okay,
thank you for your both of you. Now, does anybody have something to contribute? At least one person would be willing. I would be happy. No challenges. Did anyone get rejected at a journal? Who is a PhD student in this hall? Who is a PhD student? Raise your hands. 3. Have you written a manuscript yet? Not yet. Rejected? Not yet. Okay, what are the others? Master student? Yes. Postdocs? Okay, postdocs should have written and been rejected, I'm sure. What did you do? Take the floor, please. Yeah. What did you do after the rejection?
Try to face the question and then have to reply.
Scientifically, you can defend. Did you defend your position or did you accept everything?
Most of the time,
Accept. And you change. But this is good, accepting, if it's really acceptable. But otherwise, if you want to suggest something and or defend your position, not at every step it is cumbersome. But if you want to defend your position in one or two important issues, you can defend it scientifically with references and politely. So this is good. Thank you. Thank you.
I have another challenge. I'll take the chance. I had in the past also some difficulties because I didn't have international experience. So then I had to read the book behind that program.
Very good. Very good. International experience is a challenge. How many of you have used Erasmus experience? Summer traineeship. Yeah. Did you have any challenges? It went smoothly? Maybe finding enlargement, for example, is a hurdle. I'm the Erasmus coordinator for my medical school. I know finding enlargement is a hurdle. You should find a way out, networking, etc. Okay, I'm really happy with this, and we continue. Resilience in research. Resilience. Okay. Burnout is a real risk. Think about coping mechanisms, the importance of a support system, how to build the resilience needed to bounce back from the setbacks, coping with stress. All of us should have our methods for coping It depends on the individual, but there are trainings for coping with stress. If you are really under stress, go to those trainings. What about support systems? Cultivate a network of mentors, peers, and friends. The mentors, you should use them. Peers, you should use them. Use meaning. Ask them, get help from them. And friends, shared experiences and emotional support are vital for long-term endurance. Alone researcher is no longer possible. So this is a wheel for a problem solving. Problem solving is the topic for extensive discussions because everybody has problems. A researcher has problems. What he or she should do. Study them later, read about them, and if you have a real problem, go to a specialist for that. Time management, urgent versus important. I talked about the Eisenhower quadrant. Think of your priorities, but here's a Pomodoro technique to get you relaxed from burnout. The technique is 20 minutes working hard and 5 minutes resting. 20 plus 5. For me, 20 is too short. For me, 50 minutes working, but 10 minutes rest is good. During the I put the alarm clock. I really put the alarm clock or set my watch for ringing when 50 minutes are over. Then for the 10 minutes, I go walking about to the air, something like that, not just sitting. That helps me. Everybody should design his own way. So, sustainable success requires a healthy foundation. Look, the ideal worker, researcher who never sleeps is a myth that leads to burnout. It is over. You should sleep. Take your sleep, take your rest, take your leisure. You should plan for your weekend leisure as seriously as you plan for your research. You should plan for your vacation as well. So this is to keep you going and avoiding burnout. Sleep is important. Don't underestimate the sleeping hours, things like that. Now, to overcome stress, to find a new niche, to have facilitation in your research work, we need mentors or supervisors. You should find your mentor. Seek diversity in mentorship. For example, you can find a mentor for guidance in research, which we call supervisor. All of you have supervisors, I guess. And then career planning is another issue. A mentor, a younger person can help you, or your supervisor can help you with career planning and work-life balance. You should have really guidance on these. So this is finding mentors. Then your responsibility as a student or a candidate is being a good mentee. Take ownership of your learning. You are the learner, active learner, be active. Then, as you advance in your career, you will start feeling and becoming a mentor. You will pay off. This is paying off. Geri ödemek in Turkish, paying off. Share your experience and support with junior researchers. As you advance, it can be also students in their license degree, like medical students, biomedicine students, or genetic students. You can help them in their mentorship. So these are opportunities for you to develop your mentorship capacity. This mentorship and supervision is a high topic, highly discussed topic, and even times higher education from time to time discusses the relationship between PhD students and the mentor, supervisor. This is a supervision training workshop, which we organize in our university. Then these are the leaders of Orpheus. These are the leaders of my university rector, etc. These are all PIs or supervisors, plus whom? PhD students and master students. We cannot do without them. Even our training requires the students because we have to learn their expectations, their aspirations to help them. So supervision is a two-way process. One side, the supervisor, the other side, the student. Okay. This is the training workshop we had. Now, I transition more and more into career planning at this stage. Career planning, and I want to open you some perspectives. I want to share with you the information that many doors are open for PhDs, not only academia. Many doors. What are these? This is postdoctoral career paths in Germany. At the end of the PhD period and the postdoc period, only 4% of the beginning PhD students stay as professors and only 2.5% as permanent staff in the university. What about the others? Careers, an array of careers outside university. A very similar picture is seen in the UK, but UK has a professor percentage even lower due to their guidelines. Professors are rare in UK. I guess there's one professor for department who is the chair, so the percentage is even lower. But what happens is the following. Non-university positions are open. Industry, government, private sector industry, government, and all. So open your eyes to perspectives. Don't be just thinking of academia. Okay, academia is a door, but there are other doors. Thank you. Now, career pathways, academia and beyond. Here, I would like to mention industry R&D, science policy, advising government and organizations on scientific evidence, finding the scientific evidence. This is also a task of postdocs, PhD holders, otherwise you cannot do it. Or non-profits and NGOs, managing programs, advocacy, and etc. Global health. So for all these, let's stress these points: analytical thinking, project management, communication and data literacy. These are important important issues for all these careers beyond academia, but also in academia. If you stay in academia, you should also have all these assets. You cannot be a non-communicative person in academia. You will not be successful. You cannot be a data illiterate person. So, in my opinion, all these assets are necessary for both academia and non-academic positions, but the real subject you are working on determines the subject. What are you doing? What is your subject, your goal? Then you fine-tune all these according to your goal, aim of the project, etc. A project in academia or research center could be a research project. A project in the government can be another societal project, but it's a project. So the subject is important. Now coming to developing soft skills. Just be aware that hard skills allow you to be hired, but soft skills allow you to be promoted. I like this. I read it somewhere. So don't underestimate the role of soft skills. And Ulla has really organizing all these trainings for you for hard skills, but also for soft skills. Actually, I don't like the word soft skill. I like the word transferable skill. The skill which can be transferred from one environment to another. Leadership and management, conflict resolution, communication. These are essentials, of course. We can enlarge the list. 9 Eylül Health Sciences Institute, who is a member of Orpheus and has a badge, they have an array of transferable skills courses, elective or mandatory. They have an array. Now, a bit on Orpheus, if we want some networking. It's an organization for PhD training based in Europe, but also disseminating to the world. Over 140 institutional members. In Turkey, at least 20 institutional members. Turkey is a strong member of this association. And these Orpheus has recommendations. I brought a booklet for Uroja. He knows very well those recommendations. But Orpheus is also modifying the recommendations to take care of the Quora coalition. You know, that the mandatory 3 papers is being strongly debated in Orpheus to change from metrics to quality. It is in the discussion period. And we have these yearly congresses. We had one in Izmir, one in Istanbul from Turkey, and this year it will be in Budapest. Okay, this is the badge. If an institution is in line with all of the basic recommendations of Orpheus, they have a badge. At this point, I'm the chair, so I'm signing with the president. These are the pillars of the Orpheus labeling committee. Mike Mulvaney, past chair, Joanna Palha, co-chair from Portugal, Mike from Denmark, then Zdravko, the founder of Orpheus from Zagreb. He's still working, an advocate of Orpheus. From what I said so far, I'm wrapping up slowly. PhD is more than research. It has all these assets and all these tasks or whatever responsible. Look, this is expertise acquisition, knowledge sharing, and collaborative working, basically. These are schematized here. But under each topic, you have an array of topics. So you are more than just a researcher. You are being trained in science globally. Being a good researcher, plus being a good scientist, and all other aspects that you need to be coping with careers outside the university as well. You can study that later. I can give you my slides, no problem. Now I brought you 3 cases for your interest, 3 cases from the literature. Academic pivot. Dr. Ray transitioned from a narrow specialization to interdisciplinary research and was successful. The takeaway is adaptability and cross-pollination of ideas drive high-impact research. I have a colleague from 9 Eylül who just gave a conference in one of our TÜBİTAK organized project writing courses, and she said, I no longer have research projects only with medical people. Always I invite engineers. So engineering and medicine is a good combination. Think of those. You are well placed for all that. Industry impact. Dr. B leveraged PhD skills to lead R&D in a biotech startup, translating basic science to tangible products, and the transferable skills are highly valued in the commercial sector. Here also, under the roof of your institution here, you have these possibilities. You are privileged. You should find yourself privileged. Then the global collaborator, Dr. C built a career on international networks, co-authoring papers with researchers from 10+ countries. That's also a vision. And networking and cultural competence expand reach and impact. These are some doors for you to think about. You can do whatever you're interested. And as the person said, you can find the niche. For finding the niche, these career prospects are also guiding you. Create a personalized career action plan. Bridge the gap between now and your way out future. Bridge the gap. Think about it and make a plan. And this is a smart plan, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Some institutions require yearly plans for PhD candidates. Make your plan and also share it with your mentor or supervisor. Take his opinion and feedback because he is guiding you. But you are the promoter of your own self. As I said, you are the independent learner. Now, you should be advocates of yourselves. What does it mean? You should start building your research portfolio, okay? Documenting achievements, CVs, showcasing your impact. Just a few tips for your CVs. Thank you. Don't write the classical CV, official, metrics, dot. It is not friendly. Write some narratives, short narratives. I have this experience from this research visit. I did this, very short paragraphs. And we have CV writing sessions under the umbrella of FEBS. And just before Kuşadası, one of my colleagues, Keith Elliott, will be giving a CV writing workshop in our university. I will send the announcement to Roja. He's excellent in guiding you in your CV. You bring your CV to him and he does the feedback also. Prepare your CVs and in March, it will be March 23rd, I think. Write it down. 23rd of March, you can come here to us and 2 hours altogether. So you will let them, I guess. You will encourage them. So CV writing. But again, the word comes. Tailor your CV to what you are using it for. If you are using your CV for a research project, then tailor your, you know about this. I have already trained you in Izmir. Okay. Tailor your CV to the project. So prioritize your experience with the research project topic. Prioritize. Have you attended courses? Have you done some research trials? Things like that. So make it evident to the reader immediately what he is looking for. If you are applying for a research position in the industry, then rearrange your CV. They are not interested in which courses you took, but they are interested in your transferable skills, things like that. Prioritize. So this is the tailoring. So for yourself, for your advocacy, you should take the time to elaborate. It's not a one-day business as CV, but continuously add to the CV. Start now, or you have started already, of course, add continuously. Don't wait for the last moment. You forget a lot of things. Be specific. If you attended a conference, just don't write 2022. Write the day, month, and year. So these are some tips which make you better than others. Okay. Maybe here. Now we are coming to the future trends in you. We started at quarter past. Huh? Quarter past. I'm about to. 10 past or 15 past. Okay. I'm about to finish. So it will be one hour full. I hope I don't want to take more of their time, of course. Future trends are AI and big data integration, open science and transparency, I will touch on that. Interdisciplinary convergence. Be future ready. Look into the future. Don't get lost on your benches. Open science. Be aware of open science. Use it effectively. Now, shift towards open access, publishing, data sharing, reproducible research practices. These are current discussion points all over the world. Of course, AI. Of course, AI. You cannot escape from AI, but use it efficiently and ethically. Some points in open science. The goal is to accelerate discovery, improve reproducibility, etc., etc. But there's a question now I want to address. Is there a friction between intellectual property and open science? This is the debate nowadays. There is a Horizon project, IP, intellectual property for open science, and my university is participating as a trainee, and I also am a member of that group. I wanted to convey you, this is one of our new projects, but as trainee, and we are working on knowledge valorization rubrics. So at the beginning of your research, at the beginning of your project proposal, you should think about this knowledge valorization, how to value your knowledge later. If you think about it at the beginning, then there will be not so much friction between open science and your intellectual property. This is a topic which is a complex one, but we should be aware of it. You can read that later also as I give you my slides. And paying off, I said, building a sustainable research ecosystem, mentoring next generations is of primordial importance, guiding students and early career researchers. All about you. This is all about you towards success. And here's a statement from a Nobel laureate in economics, but from MIT. He says, I like this, I want to share with you. He says, I estimate that if I had neglected the students, I could have written 25% more scientific papers. The choice was easy to make, and I do not regret it. This is important. It is touching, isn't it? This is good scientist, an example of a good scientist. Summary of key takeaways. Cultivate resilience and growth mindset, as we discussed. Develop clear and persuasive writing skills. Prioritize well-being and work-life balance. Don't get lost in the burden of your work. Master research design and methodology rigor. Build a strong network and collaborate globally, internationally. All of you, I'm talking to all of you, you should collaborate internationally. Commit to lifelong learning and adaptation. Now, I advise you to start your journey today. Don't leave it for tomorrow. And Duygu is smiling because she knows about me advocating these international congresses. And this is one in our nearby location, Kuşadası, Pine Bay Resort. It's FEPS. It is an education and training conference, empowering educators, transforming teaching, shaping the future. The organizer is Ferhan Sağın Hoca, who was with you some time ago. She is leading these important events. I advise you, but I guess if you write to her, you can send an abstract as well. The abstract deadline is finished, but Roger can write to her and she can extend the abstract deadline. But this one, you can still send an abstract to. This is the Orpheus. This is my organization presently since 20 years. It is in Budapest. We invite PhD trainers, PhD leaders, institutional directors, then supervisors, and what about the rest? PhD candidates and all the students. You are invited there. And there is also a travel grant for PhD students if you send an abstract. But the abstract should not be research data. It should be data on some aspect of PhD training. It can be supervisory transferable skills, supervisor-student relationship, things like that. Think about it. It's worth trying. Maybe we will see Uroja and Hürayuja there, maybe Budapest. Recommended reading. Thank you and enjoy your journey. Contact me when you want to ask anything.